Hello, welcome back. Lots happening this turn. We got some research in thaumaturgy done though. Not doing much research now because lots of people are moving at the moment, but same targets more or less. I'm trying to get alteration too. The thaumaturgy might not have been, I don't know, this might have been an unnecessary detour to be honest. I don't think we're ever going to get any globals up. I don't know. It's done now anyway. Did some summons as you can see. Flame Spirit, Pale Riders, Anzus. And then, yeah, we got attacked quite a lot by Van, including Suthu, which is our Throne of the Moon. So it looks like we're not even going to get the Queens, because they are also already in play. And they're backed up by a couple of Annuals who have some items. Yeah, this reminded me of another thing that I forgot all about, which is that island that Van has in the middle of the ocean is pretty useful because they have sailing. I didn't even consider sailing. I mean, we're not. How often does sailing come up? So these guys cloud trapezed over. They're all mages. The rest of, I mean, it took part in the ritual phase. Everything else, I think, just sailed over, except the underwater stuff. There's some guys underwater too. But yeah, underwater guys have walked into the water on these sides. But over here, a bunch of guys have sailed over from Summer Bay. Yeah, of course, I wouldn't be able to see them building up because they're glamoured, and then they just sailed over. So that's a bit awkward. So we've got the Vanyols and the Queen of Thunder over here. They don't have anyone that I can see that could actually claim this. But, maybe that's on the way. These provinces got hit by Vanyols with some Huskarls or Vanyols with some mounted herdmen. No items or anything though on these guys, I don't think. So these squads, I mean, it looks bad when a bunch of stuff suddenly gets capped, but it looks pretty bad. But we can deal with these like little squads of just random dudes quite easily, I think. We just need to change course quite quickly. Anyway, that's happening. We'll look at the non-Van stuff first, just to get that out of the way. So we can see Katiz taking out Roos. We can see TNN cleaning up Hinnom. We pinged some Thrones as well, so I'll look at those. Move through Old Forest. We can see Roos cleaning up Katiz. Katiz attacking Kael'assa. Another Throne. And yeah, we stormed Kael'assa, but of course it is empty. Everything broke siege last month, so whoops. So we lost an archer and a shade beast somehow, but otherwise Kael'assa is now ours. Events then, mostly just hurricanes. I assume they're all from Galegate, but I mean it is an awful lot of them. We've already got some defense, and Eric's we've got an ancient treasure of 77 gold, so that's nice. And that's it for the important stuff. Okay then. So where to start? Let's just start by looking at Thrones first. White Peaks. This is an Enkidu throne. The scary stuff are the Springhawks, who will do Lightning Swarm, and the giant Anunnaki who has Air 8 and a bunch of Air Gems. I think we probably need to set up some shock-resistant thugs to take out this throne. Or help take it out, because these things are going to be annoying otherwise. They're just going to kill a bunch of our archers pointlessly. This guy's kind of a wild card. I don't know what he's going to cast with all this air power, so who knows. But yeah, we'll take a moment to set something up to deal with shock damage before we hit this throne, I think. But that's the northern one. Southern one doesn't look as bad. It's very similar, but just got a bunch of shades and shade beasts, shadows. Because we have so many nature mages over here, we've got like all these shamans and all these shamans and this shaman. I think if we hit this province and we just have all those nature mages casting Storm of Thorns, they'll just shred all these guys, because Storm of Thorns is a bunch of magical projectiles which go through ethereal, and then these guys have 0 protection, so that should be fine. A bunch of archers doing flaming arrows will be quite good as well. So I think if we just march the army we have directly into this throne, we should clean it out quite easily. So that'll be the next thing we do. There's also an Anunnaki here who is Death 9, with what looks like 30 death gems. Rubber missile protection too. That's a bit scary. But yeah, I think this will be a much easier throne. Lord too. Be nice to try and charm the Anunnakis or enslave them, but I'd rather just try and grab the thrones quickly before Cataclysm. So, okay, big stack here is just going to finish off Grainport to get that done. Most of our stuff is just going to move back towards Bountiful Land now. It does 2 things. First of all, it lets us just attack this throne, and then second of all, it lets us move down if we need to and fend off van stuff. To Winter Peaks, we're going to send some high quality stuff. We've got 2 Flame Spirits, we've got our Mound Fiend, a bunch of Corpse Constructs, a couple of Anzus. They'll move down here. There's some guys coming as well, some archers and a nature mage. Some buffers are heading out towards the Anzus as well in this area. Those things will walk over here and start trying to take back some of this stuff. We are also going to teleport our golem directly into Peskin. If he sneaks away the stack here, we won't be able to hit them, but if he's giving them another move order, we will hit them, and the golem should clean up all these guys quite easily. It would be nice if we had more golems to do that, in fact, so I'm also going to cast another golem this month. I'm also going to forge all of the items to turn them into a clone of the other golem, so another Rhyme Hammer and Boots of Quickness and stuff. We already have some of the items. So golems will just start teleporting into these random stacks to clear them out. And we're moving a bunch of stuff into Ultima Delica to take back our throne from Bogus. So these guys, plus the golems, plus the special stuff that's coming down, should be enough to take this throne back. There's no lab in this province, I don't think. And there's certainly no throne, no fort, so if we move down a bunch of high quality stuff, we should be able to clean this up and take it back quite easily. We'll see what happens. So this goes into the fort. These guys just move down to take the throne and then move down. Golem's hitting Peskin. These guys are taking this back and then moving up. I think that's it for the main movement. I'm going to leave these guys taking the Kalas and stuff, so it's quite nice. We've got an Air Mage and an Earth Mage with 2 Anzus, so they give them both Mistform and Iron Skin, which is kind of nice. And then they just fly into the back and do Water Breath and Fire Breath. They're pretty sick. I wish we had tons of these. Probably should have just rushed Conjuration 8 at the start of the game, to be honest. Yeah, so those guys will go on and keep trying to take this stuff. We'll try and grab this throne and then just make sure we take this stuff back quickly. And see what happens. Once we've got the second golem out, I can also use this guy to start doing mine hunting again, so we haven't seen any Astral. I'll just start mine hunting Suthu, I think. And see if we can pop the Queen. Or any of those elves, to be honest. Underwater stuff is less important, but it would be nice to keep it, so when we have a squad, they'll move down and start trying to defend against this stuff, and started recruiting more units, so we'll try and fend these guys off, and we can mind hunt the stuff underwater eventually too. Could be okay. I mean, Van is just clearly the winner in the game at this point. Losing that giant army to Earthquake really set us back, unfortunately. But, I mean, this should probably be forted by now. But so much of my goal was spent trying to quickly replenish our forces up north. Here's what it is, I suppose. Right, there's probably lots of other little things happening. I'm not sure what exactly. There's Cure Disease and Clockwork Horrors going on down here, so that's in this province. I'll get some Clockwork Horrors out for chaff because they're shock resistant. And yeah, this guy has a disease, so I'll cure that as well. Anything else interesting? There's the golem getting made. Storming Castle with a scout. That's this. We finally get to see what's actually in Grainport. I don't think it's anything, but might as well confirm that it's nothing, you know? Yeah, that looks like it. So that's turn 67. Mercenary contract expire. I think I was bidding on something. Oh yeah, I'm bidding on the Damned Legion in Debrithia. So down here. It's more chaff. That's 67. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time. Hello, welcome back. Lots of thrones were claimed this month, including ours, by a Vanyal. So I think perhaps Van had an awful lot of those rings of the false prophet. So that's not a good state of affairs. Lots more attacks from Van too. We did some summons. Teleported our golem over to hit this stack. So he was moving, so he did get to attack them. So as no mind of his own, has the Rhyme Hammer, he's got quick boots, armor of meteoric iron, skull cap, storm spool, gains of reconstruction. Doing some resist magic, body ethereal, astral shield. Pretty straightforward. I always love watching a golem in action. So there he goes. That was Peskin. So there's one stack cleared up at least. More sea trolls walking around underwater though. The other Vanyal stacks more walking around, more sea trolls. There's our Gudus walking around too. With the Anzus. We can see TNN attacking Hinnom. Wait, was this a storm? A fort storm? Oh no, this was outside. So we did finally get to see this battle. We've got TNN over here with all the elves. And Hinnom over here with the Ether Warriors and Leogryphs. Clockwork Horrors. Or soldiers rather. And also some Sairs. Big line of Rephaite Warriors. Oh, before I forget... whenever this video goes live, I can't post comments on videos that aren't live yet. And this video isn't going to go live for like 2 more months. So when this video goes live, remind me. TNN's player was also doing a video series on this game. So if you want to watch the game from TNN's perspective, just post a comment and remind me and I'll link it. Otherwise I won't remember 2 months from now. Anyway, this is the Hinnom capital being put under siege. Looks like Ether Warriors. Oh, here they are. I was gonna say, haven't made much impact. I'm just hanging out at the back. Alright, it's mostly the Clockwork Soldiers tanking at the moment. I guess this city has got chopped up quite easily. Awful lot of illusions building up from TNN's side. These guys are getting hit by a lot of glamour stuff. Are you guys getting confused? Is that what's happening? I see they built up a bit of false damage. Oh, these guys are starving. Oh no, the population killer, okay. Makes more sense. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, how's your morale at the moment? Still 19? We've got Twilight, Howl, and Wailing Winds. Yeah, not much that Hinnom can do. It's cool to see the Ether Warriors though. It's a lot of illusions. Yeah, so there goes Hinnom, I guess, for the last time. It cost... What did it cost you? That's a lot of losses, but 24 She-Warriors, they're not the sacred. Some Slingers, a couple of Fey Footmen. I mean, that's not too bad, is it? Did lose 9 of the 2 Arthur Warriors, but yeah. Oh, well, there we go. We finally got to see the big battle between TNN and Hinnom. More stuff moving at us from Van. We did kill Bogus again. So we got another Greenstone Armor, Precious, Pebble, Staff, and Storm Armor. And also a battle at the Fortress in Grainport. Turns out, yes, it is empty. There's 3 Yogis. And some Marcata archers. Okay. Unfortunately, none of that really matters, though, because, as you probably guessed, Van actually just won the game this month from claiming all those thrones. So, yeah, a bit sudden, a bit anticlimactic. Not much I can really say. I guess he must have just had a bunch of Rings of the False Prophet, and he claimed a bunch of thrones with H2s. Which is unfortunate. I was hoping we had a bit more time than that. So, as you can see, a pretty convincing win, since nobody else even has a throne at the moment. In fairness, we would have one throne, but we lost it to Bogus, which, you know, it's not... I don't think that should count, to be honest. But, yeah, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, what means, yeah. So, hits 16 points exactly and wins the game. So, congratulations to him. Let's talk a little bit about the game while we watch the view history button. It's always awkward. What does the cave layer look like? Ah, okay. I was wondering if it was all connected or not. So the only people who spawned on the ground were Agartha and Pyrenees. And I guess they mustn't have been to war. Or maybe they were, I don't know. Because we saw Pyrenees coming out of the cave and attacking Van at one point, and then it felt like he beat Pyrenees, and then just continued underground and beat Agartha as well, right? So, what did Vanheim do first? They also wiped out Helheim. I mean, they had a very good game, didn't they? Yeah. Let's see how this goes then. We'll put the camera here. We can see Van and us. TNN. Yeah, Ubar did not have great expansion. I should have attacked them a bit sooner, apparently. I wasn't really thinking about the fact that they're... Well, I mean, I don't have a great knowledge of how Ubar works, is the thing. But while we were having our early war with them, it looks like Pyrenees was on the surface at that point. Not much. Okay, let's pause then for a second. There's summer in year 2. At this point, we're probably just sat on Ubar waiting for that to get killed while we take all the water provinces. And at that point, looks like Van had Helheim's cap. So what was happening in the cave layer then? Okay. So Van is already underground. It looks like they took out Pyrenees at that point. So where's Agartha? Okay, I guess Pyrenees and Agartha were just at peace then? Was it one of those situations where Agartha didn't have a cave? You can't see them on the replay screen, unfortunately. So I can't tell where the caves are. Okay. What else was happening then? I think the cave layer is probably the more interesting stuff, because we don't know what really happened down there. But it looks like Pyrenees just got steamrolled. He's gone already. So Helheim's been wiped out, Pyrenees been wiped out. I haven't even attacked Kaelasra at this point. Yeah, very dominant show from Van, I think. And I assume he's rolling Agartha at this point? Yeah. What's happening on the surface? Okay, we've definitely attacked, but this is probably post-earthquake when I've been pushed back, if I had to guess. Yeah. Okay, and then we finally start moving in. Bringing up Kaelasra. And at that point, alright, it's towards the end of the game now. Van holds all of this. Holds basically all of this. You random Agarthan provinces. And then, did anyone else get attacked at the end, or just me? Did he attack that? I don't think he grabbed... I guess he just had so many... So he had 3 thrones within his territory. I think there were 4 underground, right? Yeah, so he just needed the 1 more to win. Interesting. Well, did my best. I'll say a couple of things. First of all, the big break I had in the middle was not good for this game. I was like extremely sick for a long time, unfortunately. And yeah, that probably means I think in the mid game I probably wasn't playing very well or making much in the way of interesting decisions because I was just trying to do the bare minimum to get the turns done and saved. Mostly I was worried that might just be boring to watch, but yeah, that probably dragged things out a little bit too much. I think expansion was really good. We can say that. We did really good expansion. I think I was slow to attack Ubar, and then I was slow to attack Kailasa, and then the big earthquake screw up. That was like a massive setback as well. Research was also slow to get going. I think that's another thing as well, is I really suffered from not having clearer research targets, but again, I think that's because I really lost a lot of focus in the mid-game, unfortunately. Completely forgot that Van could just sail from the island over here as well, but it's not, I wasn't really thinking about that, to be honest. Yeah, lots of mistakes in this game for sure. I will say, if the game had continued, the position we were in, I think if we'd reached that position sooner, the game would have been pretty fun. Because we were at the point where we were making a Flame Spirit pretty much, I mean, not every turn, but let's say one Flame Spirit every 3 turns. I was about to start doing Worm Mages every 3 turns as well. Because I think is that it in Conjuration? Is it Thaumaturgy? It's Thaumaturgy, okay, yeah. So, every 30 Nature Gems we can do a Worm Mage as well. And we were starting to manufacture golems too. We had a second golem up and running. So we had 2 thugged out golems, our Flame Spirits, and then we were going to add Worm Mages to that. And every so often I could have put together a Mound Fiend too. It looked like this. So we had a bunch of really powerful things coming out that would have really propped up our armies as we walked around the world. But way too slow reaching that point. I got distracted too much thinking about doing globals, which we never even attempted. I think it would have been good to try and dispel stuff if we'd had the chance to do that. Using those new elemental dispels would have been good, but again, we were too late trying to do stuff like that. Kept saying I could summon the elemental royalty, too slow doing that. Didn't actually focus on doing it. Yeah, because I was thinking, oh, we can get the elemental Queen of Water, and then put up Maelstrom and Vengeful Water, and, didn't do any of that. Or, oh, we can summon the Earth Queens, we can put up Galegate and Dark Skies, didn't do any of that. Yeah. Too much split focus, I think. Also, in retrospect, needed forts up on these thrones, but just fell by the wayside for too long. Yeah, this was a really bad game, actually, wasn't it? I made so many mistakes. But, well, I hope it was at least somewhat enjoyable to watch anyway. Not sure what else to say. Can we find anything interesting? I noticed this province had an awful lot of... This province gives you Windmasters, they're A2, right? And Crystal Mages. That's a pretty good one. Any other cool provinces we can see for Van before I go? Library also, damn. You had a lot of nice indie mages. Yeah. Garden of Weeping Roses. Alright, I think I've said everything I need to say then. That was... still pretty fun. I think definitely if you learn one thing from this series, it's that you need to pick something you're trying to do and focus on it. Especially if you're behind in research. You can't just catch up by trying to do a bit of everything and then not actually doing any of it. But the position we did arrive at, which was mostly just getting out some cool summons, that would have been good 20 turns ago. I guess technically those are all in different paths though, right? Mound Fiends are what? Enchantment? No, Conjuration. Golems are Construction, and Worm Mages would have been Thaumaturgy, but whatever, Flame Spirits are Conjuration. Just the Flame Spirits and the Mound Fiends would have been cool, to be honest. Yeah. And then that would have also given us the... What are they called again? Anzus? Yeah, I feel like Conjuration would have been a really strong path to focus on. Instead of trying to get all the other crap. Maybe. I don't know. Definitely needed Mass Flight though, Soaring Army. Definitely needed that really early before attacking an Earth Nation, but then again, how often does someone sink 90 Earth Gems into earthquaking your army? Not very often, right? Anyway, I'm going to leave the game there. So that was 1068, and that was... this game was called Endearing. Endearing 68. 1068, I guess that is. And I'll leave things there. Thanks so much for watching. Leave a comment below to remind me to link you to TNN's playthrough. And also just to say, hey, I enjoyed even though you played like shit, Mew. And the next game up on this channel, I mean, there's a Lanka game up on the channel. But by the time you hear this, that game will already be over, because it's not a very long series. Let's put it that way. But I am just about to join a Sarmatia game, so there might be a Sarmatia game starting. You can go and check that out next. Or one of the other series on the stream. Or maybe watch some RimWorld, I don't know. I do have a cool spreadsheet now that I set up that has all of my playlists organized on it, so you could also post a comment asking for a link to that, you know, in case you're looking for something new to watch. But I'm just rambling now. I'm going to leave things there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Oh wait, no, wait. There's graphs as well. Do we learn much from looking at graphs? I never know if it's worth doing or not. Let's see. I mean, Van is huge, which, okay, could tell that from the view history thing, but yeah, there it is. In the they really are. I mean, consider how big we were at our peak. We had all the ocean and then all that land. And Vanheim is... I mean, that's almost twice as big as we are. I've heard a lot of people say that the cave layer is like busted and whoever gets it is basically going to crush because it's hard to attack into and it's extremely lucrative. Now in Van's case, Van didn't actually start in the cave layer, but he just took it. So I don't know if that still counts or not. I've still yet to actually really get into the cave layer much, so I don't know. But apparently there are like really high pop provinces, and they also have tons of gem mines and gold mines and stuff, which seems good, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Van was gigantic. We were second, and looks like TNN in third. Forts. I mean, Van has a lot of forts, which makes sense because he got a lot of provinces. Income. Probably unsurprising that Vanheim also has a lot of income due to his many provinces. Probably the same for gem income. Well, what did you know? Yeah, I don't think the graphs are going to tell us much about this game in particular. Research. How did we do on research? Yeah, not great. We were very slow getting going. We did at least end kind of up there, which is something. Dominion, Vanheim also crushing on Dominion. The temples we were getting up underwater, they might have gradually made a difference, I don't know. And army size. Interesting they have so much army as well. They seem to have a lot of wolves I can see on the map at the moment, but I don't know, maybe this is just all Huskars. Gee, I wonder what this gigantic drop in the middle of our graph is. Hard to say. Actually, someone else also dropped in the same way at roughly the same time. Which player is that? Tyranny. Interesting. Wonder if they got hit by the exact same thing. That would be kind of funny. Alright, there's the graphs anyway. But now this is really over. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.